Hey guys, welcome to this quick guide on D.Va. We're going to be looking at some basic mechanics and some more advanced stuff, but let's not deviate too far off the track and get straight into it. First we'll have a look at her left click diffusion cannons. So D.Va blasts out 8 pellets with each one dealing a maximum of 3 damage and a minimum of 0.3 damage, which boosts her damage output at the max of 25 and a minimum of 2.4 per each shot. She has a very high damage drop off and does headshot damage. So basically get in people's faces, otherwise this will happen. D.Va's first ability are her boosters. They allow her to fly for 2 seconds, which can be cancelled at any time by using melee, shooting, or using one of your other abilities. They're great for getting around the map, but also have a knockback effect. Now, if you hit an enemy, you will deal 25 damage and knock them back a little bit. As you can see, you can mix in melee attacks just at the right time to increase the damage output. Hit too early, and you'll only hit them with your melee, which is not really effective, so you have to try to time it right. But if you hit it just right, you'll send it flying off the map. D.Va's secondary ability is her defense matrix. It blocks most basic projectiles and absorbs the damage. It lasts for 3 seconds as a cooldown of 10. Now your allies can stand within it, so you can use it to still block damage through them for a little while. It will only block damage from the front, so you're still exposed from the sides and the back. And characters such as Zarya, Mei and Winston will be able to damage you through it. Now finally, D.Va's ultimate while in the mech is self-destruct. You jump out of your mech and send it towards your enemies, and after 4 seconds, it'll make a big explosion. It deals 1000 damage to every character in the radius, and once it explodes you get a fresh clean mech to get back into. This ultimate is very easy to dodge, as all you need to do is break line of sight. If you use it in combination with your boosters, it will send it flying towards your enemies. It will use up the rest of the boosters and then explode. This is great to get the drop on your enemies. This ultimate is also a great area denial tool, so try to use it on objectives. Now the last thing we have to look at is D.Va's pilot form. Once the mech is destroyed, D.Va ejects. Her health drops to 150 hit points, and she wields her light pistol, which is the only means of defense she has. The gun fires rapidly and deals 14 damage per shot and has 20 bullets in the mag. Every time she deals damage, her ultimate charges up faster, which allows her to call down a mech. Try to aim for big targets such as Roadhog or Reinhardt to charge it even faster. So how do you play D.Va effectively? First thing to acknowledge is that you should use her for flanking and not for a frontline battle like you would with other tanks. Think of her as a blend of Tracer's mobility and Reaper's shotgun-like fire. She is most dangerous while flanking and just being a nuisance behind enemy lines. Always try to hit your enemy from the side when they least expect it. As with any other character, you should always try to pick your targets. But as it stands right now, D.Va doesn't do crazy damage with her fusion cannons. That might be buffed sometime, but as it stands right now, try and pick the squishier characters if you could. When playing D.Va, try to get the most out of her abilities. If you see someone by a ledge, try and knock them off. The boosters have a cooldown of 5 seconds, which is a huge advantage. That is a very short cooldown which gives you so much mobility. Use it to close distances or to boost away to your teammates or health packs when you're in deep trouble. You can use it for flanking or use it to disturb a group of several enemies by knocking them back at once. You can use it to escape ultimates. It's one of your main tools, and finding good ways to utilize it will improve your gameplay vastly. Your mobility is what will keep you going. D.Va's defense matrix can nullify many ultimates, including Pharah, Soldier 76 or Roadhog, just to name a few, so try and keep your eye on them. It does only last 3 seconds, so timing here is key. Try and save it for a rainy day. If you can, run in and protect your teammates from their ultimates. It could be a game changer. Don't just charge in with it up in an open fire. That will leave you defenseless and with no escape. If possible, go for a flank. Make sure to have it saved in case a retreat will be necessary. Do avoid any enemy who deals damage with a beam weapon, so Zarya, Winston, Mei or Symmetra. Everyone can still slap you into oblivion as well, so do avoid melee attacks too if you're low on health. When it comes to D.Va's ultimate, Remember that it can be used for far more than just flinging it over some wall and getting kills. Its main strength on higher levels of play comes from its strong area denial. For example, if you're in overtime, use it to stop your enemies from getting on the point. Remember that you can also direct D.Va when she ejects. This allows you to get out of the hammer's way. The default direction for that is backwards. If your mech is getting destroyed and you're in the middle of the enemy, you can use your ultimate as a last ditch effort. This will provide you with a new mech straight away if you manage to get away and hopefully stop your enemy for a little while. So, let's talk about who you should avoid when you're playing D.Va. Definitely try to avoid Zarya, especially when she is charged and especially when you're on your own. Her beam will go through your defense matrix and render her useless. It will do high damage to you, and her bubble will give her enough time to put you back to bed. If you manage to bring her health down, she should be an easy pick for you with your boosters and with your high damage up close. Just make sure you only attack when her bubble is down, because the last thing you want to do is charge Zarya up. Roadhog is another character you want to watch out for. You do not want to get in a shotgun match with him. He has a much higher damage output up close, and from medium to long range, not only do you do barely any damage, but he can run off and heal. His hook will also go to your defense matrix and disable you for a short while, which allows him to get a free shot on you. If you can, you should not attack him on your own. Roadhog's best bod, Junkrat, should also be looked out for. Think about it this way: you're big, his grenades are small, they go boom if they hit you, you're easy to hit. He dishes out crazy damage, and his trap can stop you right in your tracks and allow him to get free shots off on you, as it is not blocked by your defense matrix. Approach carefully and blast him apart if you can, and avoid his martyrdom Call of Duty styled grenades that he drops when he dies. Last but not least, we have the potato flinging Robomonk Zenyatta. Your slow movement and big hitbox will make you an easy target for him. His Orb of Discord will increase all damage to you by 50%. After this, all the projectiles that he flings at you will do high damage, never mind anyone else might be shooting at you. The best thing to do with him is to flank him and attack when his ultimate is not up. His 150 health will drop fast when you attack him. If you do end up on the losing side, remember that losing line of sight with him for 3 seconds will get rid of his Orb of Discord. When it comes to picking who you are good against and who you should try to kill, remember to think about the roles. Mercy and Widow should be your top 2 targets all the time, as they both have a fairly big impact on the game. Bastion and Torbjorn can also be easily disposed of as D.Va. Catch them off guard and you have an easy kill. If you do get in trouble, you always have your defense matrix. This sums up the characters you should avoid. So what else can you do to play well with D.Va? Well, you need to remember that a good D.Va has good map knowledge. Knowing where the health packs are could save your life many times. Quickly boosting to them could change your current engagement from a loss to a win. If you do lose your mech outside of your spawn and you're just nearby, run back in, switch heroes and switch back to D.Va, and you'll be ready to go again in your mech. When flanking, try to single out targets if possible. Fly in using your boosters, and if you can manage, knock them back and melee them. This will do 55 damage and put you ahead big time. Your enemies won't even know what hit them. Always remember how much mobility you've got. Use your boosters as much as you can to change your position. Get behind, above or beside your enemies. Try not to attack from the front if possible. You are not a frontline tank like Reinhardt. Another thing to remember is D.Va's weak spot. Her critical spot is right at the front, in the cockpit, let's say. If you're getting hit hard, look away from the enemy. Don't try and charge straight on. Any character who can fire fast will dish out twice the amount of damage in the same time if you take them head on. That about sums up this guide about D.Va. Hopefully you will find it a bit useful. Drop a like or a comment, let me know what you'd like to see in the future, and I'll see you all soon.